Hey guys, Chris here. So another video I wanted to go over is ads and being 2020, how things are going in today's world. So it used to be ads, especially YouTube, places of that nature. A lot of places made their money off of AdSense, running ads through their videos. Not a problem. Understand that. That's how they pay for hardware. It's how they pay for their infrastructure, keep things going, etc. Well, you roll forward 5, 10 years down the road, and now ads have gotten to where they're so intrusive that it actually affects how fast your websites, how fast your business runs, if you're an online business, and just plain viewing consumer going through and through your normal day. So basically, what that means now, so security's become a big thing. It's gotten to the fact to where now in today's world that in 2020 you can click on an ad and get malware and not even know it. They're getting to the point where it's getting so nasty that they are actually embedding malware into ads. So especially like Facebook, places of that nature, you don't even have to click on it. You just have to hover over it and install things and not even know. So, what does that mean for you in order to secure yourself and make sure everything is up and running smoothly for you? Well, there's a couple ways you can do it. Most common is a lot of places, a lot of businesses, a lot of people use ad blocking through scripts. So, whatever it's Chrome, Mozilla, whatever flavor that you choose and that you like to use, you would go and get a script that or a plugin extension, excuse me, probably better terminology, that you would go and install like uOrigin or AdBlock Plus, things of that nature, whatever you use. Then you're relying on a script or plugin or an extension, whatever the case may be, and the most painful thing about that is you have to go ahead and install that on every single device. Well, that can be quite obnoxious and quite a pain because you have to install that on every tablet, every phone, every laptop, Windows, whatever the case may be, Mac, whatever it is that you're running, that gets really, really obnoxious and annoying. And it's gotten to where they change so dramatically that things don't always work correctly. Well, they've come out with software in the last couple of years that's called pihole, and basically what that is, in layman's terms, it is ad blocking not at the Windows level, not at the Mac level or the operating system level. It's actually at the network DNS level. So basically, it creates a black hole, for a better terminology, to where ads will go to where they won't even show up on your network whatsoever. Pretty handy. It's actually installed and ran. There's a couple ways that you can do it. You can use Pi-hole. You can use like a Raspberry Pi 2, 3, 4, 0, whatever it may be that you have laying around. They're super cheap. I think they're like 30 to 60 bucks off eBay if you decide to get just the Pi, or if you decide to get like a kit. The kits range anywhere from the power supply, the device, the case, everything all in one. It really depends on your needs and what you need. You can install it in a virtual machine. I've had tremendous luck using an Ubuntu VM. I chose Ubuntu or Fedora just because it's super easy and it's something I'm familiar with. Obviously, you can use whatever works best for you, or you can go ahead and use a Raspberry Pi, like I said. Personally, I decided to go that route. However, I have used it through virtual machines in the past. Works great. The only reason I went with Pi-hole is I wanted something dedicated that is not part of any of my servers or any of my virtual machines or anything on my network, so that way it's separated. No problem. I can mess with things. Nothing's affected whatsoever. Now, there's a couple ways that you can go ahead and you can set that up before we get into installation. So let's say you already have a Pi, or you installed it through a virtual machine, whatever the case may be. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can have the Pi be your DHCP and DNS server, or you can go into whatever router, appliance, pfSense, whatever the case may be for yourself, and you can forward the DNS automatically through the gateway, firewall, whatever it is that you're running, to go ahead and forward the DNS services and request over to the Pi and have it ran and have the Pi running your DNS. You can also have the Pi run your DHCP server as well, but in order to do that, once again, you'd have to go into whatever security device, router, appliance, whatever the case that you are running, and you would have to disable that, and then you would have to forward those DHCP queries over to your pihole. Personally, myself, the way that I have ran mine is I have a Pi 2, I believe, and a 3, if I'm not mistaken, both with Pi-hole installed on it using Raspbian. I've chose Raspbian just because it's small and it's light and there's not a lot of overhead, and of course, being the fact that it's Pi-hole ad blocking service software, it's actually pretty light as well, so it can run on the older Pis. And then I went ahead and I have pfSense, which is another build that I can, in video I can do as of later. But in short story is I have my pfSense, I have it running DHCP, but I have it automatically forwarding the DNS inquiries over to the Pi-hole, so my Pi-hole is my primary DNS. And then I have a second one, just in case my primary dies, I don't lose my internet, it will automatically fail over through the pfSense interface. So moving forward, basically I'll go over a couple things here with you. So I'll leave some links also for Pi-hole as well and how to set it up. So coming down to here, as I said, I already used Raspbian. I used the light image. I downloaded that. And then after I downloaded that, I used a program called Etcher, which will go ahead and take the memory card that you have, SD card, and it will flash that. It will flash it, and then it will put the it'll put the Raspbian software on the SD card. Do keep in mind as a stipulation, that card will be formatted, so any data that is on it will be lost. So make sure that that is a card that you don't need. It will also ask you to confirm that you want to format your card. Once it will do that, it will take a few minutes and it will go ahead and install the Raspbian software on the device. After that, you have a couple ways that you can continue. Once it's done, you can take that SD card, you can take it out of your memory card reader, and then you can put it into the Pi 2340, whatever it is that you're using at the current time, and then you can either use just the monitor, keyboard, and mouse, or you can go ahead and set up SSH and go ahead and log in that way to continue the setups. The next thing I would definitely recommend doing is doing a static IP address, and what that means is it will manually assign an IP address to whatever IP scheme you are using on your network. Do keep in mind you will want to notate that when you were doing the actual Pi installation, because one of the things is it will set it up and it will ask you what IP address do you want to use. So once that is done and you have Raspbian set up and you're booted into it, at that point in time I would recommend making sure that it's updated. So sudo apt update, and make sure that you have all of the current updates for the image. Depending on what image of Raspberry you used, you could be behind. Either way, I would definitely recommend updating it. Once you have updated it and you have gone through and everything is taken care of, you will be using the command right here, which is curl SSL, and then the website that it points to for the installer bash. That's going to come up to this screen, and it's going to run a bunch of checks. It's going to make sure that it is set as sudo, that you were logged in correctly. It's going to run the installation script. It's going to ask you to confirm to take your Raspberry Pi device and turn it into a network ad blocking machine. You will say yes. At that point in time, it's going to give you an overview of what what DNS provider you would like to use, whether it's Google, custom, DNS Watch, there's quite a few different ones. I went with the default of Google. Doesn't mean that you have to yourself. Then at that point in time, like I said earlier, you are going to want to put in the IP address that works correctly based off of your network scheme. So whatever that IP address is, go ahead and click OK for that. Then you're going to want to say, I want IPv4 or 6. And then you will confirm that. It's going to go through and do a bunch of checks. It's going to do the installs. It's going to ask to reboot. One important thing to note, as of right here, you will see the IP address once again of your now ad blocking device through the PI, and then also it will give you a password. I very highly recommend taking a screenshot of that on your phone, or if you're using SSH to screen cap that of some sort using snipping tools, something of that nature, because you will need that login once you go ahead and get the first time install set up. You will need that in order to log in. After that, I recommend putting that in a password vault or somewhere safe, because you will definitely need that. Then it's going to bring you up to this page, which is the general dashboard that you will be presented with. Moving on from that, I will go ahead, like I said. So as you can see here, I've got 16 clients, which is my various VMs, Docker containers, everything set up, how many domains that are being blocked, their percentage, and the queries that actually got blocked. So there's a few things that I can show you, but obviously I can't show you everything due to privacy concerns, but I will definitely log in. So as of right now, I have almost 40,000 inquiries over 16 clients, percentage blocked 25%. Domains on my block lists are quite a bit, as you can see. It will tell you queries over the last 24 hours, over time, the types of queries that are most common, and then what has been answered. And then down here it will give you the top permitted domains, and then also the top blocked domains, which are quite interesting. As you can see, I have a Roku that I use occasionally, and then Microsoft and a couple other domains. One of the really cool things that I will definitely go over with you is Blacklists. Oh, excuse me, that was Blacklist. One sec. That's interesting. Why are my block lists not showing? Let's log into my other one here. And this is my backup PI here. Somehow or another, my block list were deleted, so I will have to fix that, but I will definitely show you those in a second here. Give me a moment. Actually, one thing I want to try. Do an update here. Oh, wait, I know what the issue was. One sec. So that was Blacklist. So these are my block lists, and I can definitely go ahead and provide some links here. What the block lists are is they are various lists that have been created. There's quite a few good ones that are out there. I run quite a few. I run a pretty thorough and a pretty heavy block list to get rid of a lot of crap. One of the things that's quite nice about this is, like, even smart TVs as an example, they have a lot of ads on there that will block a lot of that crap. So as an example, if you open up one of these, These are lists that have been created that have been deemed from various addresses as not clean, that are showing a lot of ads. That way everything is blocked and taken care of. So as an example, I'll just bring up real quick here. As you can see right here, there is definitely a lot of ads that have been taken care of that you will no longer see. Pretty handy, pretty awesome, definitely something I recommend using. I even use this alongside of Brave browser, which also has built-in ad blocking, but this definitely is a really great product, definitely something I really highly recommend. If you have any other questions, definitely feel free to let me know. I will definitely leave links in the description as well.